Hey YouTube, it's Black, recording this video for a second time, but I'm kind of glad because I had time to rethink this deck. This is my Fish Shark XYZ Synchro deck. It is a supplement to the earlier video of the Bahamut Shark and the new Shark support. So I'm going to run through this deck real quick, explain some of the combos, and I'll try to make this quick. Okay, starting off, we have one super ancient deep sea coelacanth, broke as fuck. 3 titles. 2 Metabo Sharks, 1 Golden Flying Fish, 2 Royal Swamp Eels, 2 Saber Sharks, 1 Piercing Moray, 3 Double Fin Sharks, 3 Silent Anglers, 2 Friller Robacas, and 1 Fishborg Archer. Spell lineup consists of 2 Instant Fusions, 1 Moray of Greed, Dark Hole, 2 MSTs, and 2 Forbidden Lances. Trap lineup is 2 Torrential Reborns, 1 Bottomless, 1 Mirror Force, Torrential, 2 Deep Prisons, 1 Fish Depth Charge, Breakthrough Skill, Compulse, and Warning. Extra deck consists of 2 Rare Fish, 1 Crimson Blader, 1 Jewel Flare Dragon Stardust, 1 Gun Gear, 1 Delorean, 1 number 94 Crystal Zero the Polar Ice Princess, Shark Drake, 2 Bahamut Sharks, 2 Full Armored Black Ray Lancers, Abyss Dweller, Nightmare Shark, and Shark Caesar. Okay, getting into the deck. Number 1, Super Ancient Deep Sea Coelacanth is part of the reason why this deck is broken. He facilitates most of your Synchro and XYZ plays, and he's always plus if you can get his effect off without your opponent max C'ing you. But if you get max C, just stop. Just stop immediately because your opponent will plus too hard off of your move. The 3 titles are here for a graveyard setup because this deck is mostly graveyard and hand-based. So title just helps send things to the graveyard, like if you have Double Fin Shark and you need something in the graveyard to pull out with its effect. If you have 2 copies of title or just title another monster, you can just send it to the graveyard, pull it out with Shark, and just go off from there. Plus, it's just a free special summon, so you can pull off your Coelacanth plays easier. Metabo Shark is here because he's basically your Pot of Avarice. With Pot of Avarice being banned, you can run through this deck really quick and lose all of your monsters. Metabo Shark, when he's summoned, puts fish back in the deck. So it's just really useful to have just in case you need to hit that reset button. Golden Flying Fish is going to be your main choice of destruction. You can tribute another fish to destroy a card in the field. And what combos well is that, oh wait, it's light, never mind. Basically, if you have another fish on the field, when you summon this card, you can tribute it off to blow it up. Plus, it having 1700 attack is pretty nice. But what you can do with this one card is either use his effect and then fish depth charge it, so you pop 2 cards and draw 1 card. Royal Swamp Eel, he's your main tuner for the deck. Him being level 4 is great. Him plus Silent Angler equals any level 8 you want or any rank 4 you want. And when you go for your Coelacanth plays, he's going to be one of the main cards you pull out, just so you have cards to XYZ or Synchro with, so you have something to protect Coelacanth once you do that. More than likely, you're either going to go for Stardust, Scrap, or Crimson Blader. I do recommend 2 of these. You may want to play just 1, but like I said, the card combos really well with Silent Angler, so I recommend 2. 2 Saber Sharks. This is one of the new cards from the Duelist pack. You can run 3 of this card. I necessarily don't think it's necessary because you only have 1 level 5 target, and this deck mostly revolves around level 4s. But basically, this is the Constellar Kaus of this deck. You can target a fish-type monster in the field and either increase its level by 1 or reduce its level by 1. So he's very flexible in the aspect that you can go 3s, 4s, or 5 with this card. And it's mostly made to combo with Silent Angler because you can just special summon Silent Angler while you have a water type on the field, i.e. Saber Shark. Piercing Moray. Piercing Moray is in here so I can have a monster with Piercing. And if I need it, I have an emergency 2100 attack. I can summon it, Special Angler, and tribute it off if I want, or go into an XYZ from there. Plus, there's not the greatest selection of really good fish anymore, so he's just the next best thing. Okay, 3 Double Fin Shark. You're going to need 3 Double Fin Shark for this deck. This is your Blizzard for this deck. It pulls fish out of the graveyard, negates their effects, but this card can be used as a Synchro material, so it can combo with Royal Swamp Eel and Fishborg Archer. And you can either go into 3s, 4s, or 4s with this card, i.e. Bahamut Shark or Gun Gear. Now, the card I keep talking about, Silent Angler, is another reason why this deck works. Its effect is, if you control a water monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, but it locks out you special summoning from your hand, which is not a bad thing because this deck is mostly graveyard based as well. So you can still spam your graveyard with title and other monsters, but basically you can if you have any level 4, you can just summon it, special summon Angler, go into Bahamut Shark, Abyss Dweller, any rank 4 you feel like. If you have eel, you can go into 8s. If you have archer, you can go into gun gear. So this card is inherently balanced because it locks you out from spamming this one card. 2 Frilla Rabakas. I may cut this down to 1, but Frilla Rabaka is basically your Necro Gardener for the deck. If I don't need multiple copies of this card in my hand, I can always pitch it with title to either send another copy of itself or send Fishborg Archer. Fishborg Archer is your other tuner for the deck. It's level 3 and it does have that suck ass effect of blowing up all your non-waters as soon as you enter your battle phase. But that's cool because it's a free monster. You can just pop out of your graveyard if you need it by discarding a water monster. If you have a Angler on hand, you can just special Angler without having to waste your normal summon. Or if you need it, you can just summon Coelacanth and go off from there. So it's pretty versatile in that aspect. Instant Fusion is here to pull out Rare Fish. Rare Fish actually starts off a lot of these combos. It's a free Synchro, free XYZ. Marave Greed over Duality because you do not need Duality in this deck. You rely too much on special summoning and you cannot miss a turn without doing it. These are kind of self-explanatory. Torrential Reborn helps you from overextending too much because it brings back everything and then burns your opponent for 500 for each brought back. So if you went off and have a field full of water monsters and your opponent dark holes, you can reborn it, bring everything back and burn them for 2500. But this card will miss its timing if you try to activate full armored Black Ray Lancer's effect at the same time this card is supposed to activate, so be careful for that. All of these are just protection. Fish Depth Charge is just sets up combos. If you have Archer in hand and no Angler or no other card to set it off, and you have a double fin play next turn, you can just set Archer, set Depth Charge, tribute off the Archer, and blow up a card on the field and draw one. Breakthrough Skill, because you do not need Veiler in this deck. You need mostly water monsters to get your plays off, so I would recommend playing Breakthrough Skill over Veiler. And these two because they're awesome. Crimson Blader locks out higher level decks. Jewel Flare Stardust Dragon is for protecting your cards and itself. If you put this on the field first turn, it's very nasty. Gun Gear just pops cards in the field. It's really easy to pop out this card with Fishborg and any level 4 in the deck. Plus it helps set up your graveyard for future plays. Duloran is mostly here because I needed a water level 6 to go into. You can go into Archer and Rabaka. Basically, if you pull this card off with Coelacanth, you're going to summon all your anglers, pick them all up with Duloran, and attack with both of them from there. Now, number 94 is probably one of the best cards in your extra deck. Basically, this is Shrink in a monster. She can half the same monster twice, or half multiple monsters in the field during the same turn. Plus, she has the advantage of being able to use this card during the damage step or damage calc. Shark Drake is mostly your 3 level 4 target because this deck can only mostly go for water monsters. Bahamut Shark, if you've seen the other videos, it's the reason why you can put multiple monsters in the field in one turn. It's basically you pull out a free level 3 and then you get a free Black Ray Lancer from that. And transition to Black Ray Lancer, its effect is you can special summon it by using a rank 3 with no materials, i.e. Bahamut Shark, and it gains 200 attack for each Exceed material attached to this card. And basically if it would be destroyed, you detach all the materials from it instead. Remember, do not use it, let it die with Torrential Reborn. But basically when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you target a spell or trap card they control and pop that target. So it's basically free MSTs if you need it. Also, when you summon it through Bahamut Shark, it'll go to 23. If you summon it normally, it'll go to 28, 29. Abyss Dweller gives all your monsters a boost, stops and locks out Mermails and other graveyard-based decks. And Nightmare Shark is one of your level 3 targets. If you're able to summon this normally, you get a free direct attack with a water monster. And Shark Caesar, while terrible, is just your other Bahamut Shark target. Other cards you may want to play, Abyssal King Shark. Basically, if it would be destroyed by a card effect that does not target it, it's not destroyed. These two are supposed to combo together. I wouldn't really recommend them because they don't work well for this deck really. They were here to facilitate a combo with themselves. You can play the third Saber Shark if you want. Moving on, your level 8s are up to you. I chose Jewel Flare Stardust and Crimson Blader. You can play Scrap or any other generic level 8s you want. Your rank 3s are really up to you because I had a difficult time picking what I wanted because I need more space in this extra deck to mess around with this deck, and I just don't have a lot of options really. So just pick what you want, but I would recommend either a Leviathan or you can even put Zenmans in this deck. You can play the third Torrential Reborn if you feel like it's necessary. This is a card I've actually started to love a little bit more. It's forced back. Since the format is just a tad bit slower and your opponent needs to normal something, this card just stops them from doing that. XYZ Remora, this is a really dirty combo with this card. If you want to find out what it is, look it up on Pojo. There's a guy who made a deck revolving around this card, and you can just put 5 Exceeds on the field at one time using this card. And last card is Cure Mermaid if you want to just go for the lulz. You don't necessarily need to play this card, I just needed to fill out this last. But yeah, that's about the deck. I'm really happy to see Fish make a comeback. I really like the deck. It was really cool in the older formats. We probably won't get the stuff from the Duelist pack for a little while, and so this deck is only available on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro and Dev Pro at the moment, as far as I know. But if you do want to play this deck, turn every ban list off and set everything to anime. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I really like this deck. And as always, thank you all for watching. Stay black, and I will see you next time.